Why do I have my fucking messages up right here off screen and just see a big old penis pop up?
Hey community, here's what's brewing today.
40 in PV.
Love is blind. Messy.
And TikTok and you stop. So get your coats ready for my Minortea Report, because I want to sex you up.
TikTok and you stop. Hey, welcome to Minoritea Report. It's Daddy Kerel.
It's Auntie Dawn.
And it's the baby Kerel, I guess.
I entered that daddy era this week, so I had to start it off right this go round.
How them knees, how that back, how them ankles, girl.
Ooh, that's funny you say about. That's funny you say about the knees. I mean, we'll kind of get into everything. Of course, like we out there for my birthday, and Kerel over there, baby Kerel, Miss Henny over here, over there dropping it low for Jesus. And I was like, okay, we get it. You got good knees still. Okay.
Bitch, I'm over there dog walking the industry, bitch. I'm over here down in the cat split and shit like that, girl. Just, yeah.
And all us old fuckers was looking like, okay, we get it, girl. Your knees still work, okay.
Where my Metamucil?
Well, honey, a word. A whole word. But, hey,
happy birthday, boo! Happy birthday!
Hey, thank you. Oh, man, literally fresh back from PV. The voice is doing a lot better today. There were some days it wasn't there.
Girl, because when I got there on Thursday, today. I was like, ooh. I was like, is she gonna make it?
It held on. It might not hold on through the whole episode, but at least right now it's holding on. But yeah, there was a few days where I was like, oh Jesus, here we go. I'm gonna have a voice for a week. But yeah, I turned 40 and feels good.
You know, I realize you do it to yourself. Because let me tell you,
I do it to myself.
This bitch be talking to everybody and her mama. When I tell you, girl, she was in the Mansabar pool just flopping around all sorts of different people. Girl, hey, how you doing? Oh, got stories today. I was like, I went up to one group. I said, if she bother y'all, just let me know, girl. I'll just drag her on over here.
I mean, that's the point of the pool. Like, it's like, hey, we partying, the music going, cute boys, say hey, And she say that while she had a whole squad of boys around her, and she cacking the cat. What up, Ottawa? What up, Ottawa?
What up, Ottawa?
Talking about me. Thought I would remember my drunken stupor. Yes, girl.
You're right. Let me go ahead. I'm going to shut up.
Right. But no, it was a blast. PV, I mean, it's PV. It's PV. Puerto Vallarta just has a charm about it. Everybody just happy to be, especially this time of year, especially if it's cooler areas. Everyone's just happy to be in warmth, be in a Speedo, a bathing suit, have some beverages, the sun. And it's not too humid this time of year there, because the humidity part of the years is, Dewan, for my wedding, it's just tragic. So
you can't even wear clothes.
Ooh, girl, the worst. So yes, it was a blast, and before we get too further, there's a few people that we said we'd shout out.
Yes, absolutely.
And they didn't think we was going to, but we remembered. First, I just want to say shout out to my husband. Hey, Corey, thank you, boo. Thank you for taking me down to PV. I appreciate it, love. Thank you, Miss Henny, Fizz, Kerel, Lewis. Let me try to get everyone. Mark, Josh, Lewis, Sean. Thank you for being all the way down there. I know y'all spent some coins to get down there, but I appreciate that. And then all the well wishes and all that stuff, the texts, the DMs, all of that. I appreciate everyone for sending the love. I felt it, and it was truly appreciated. But let's see here. We just shout out the Ottawa crew.
The Ottawa crew. Yeah, they were dope. They were a lot of fun.
Yeah, we shout out them. I gotta say hey to, and I had to write it down. Ricky, Jeff, and Wiley. They were part of the New York crew. Yeah. Ricky like shouted me out like every day. He's like, "Happy birthday, love." Black, just gorgeous man. I was like, "Thank you, boo." Hey. This one I feel bad because I forget all the names. Jarrell helped me. The Black Squad from Philly.
There was
a whole crew.
Like I think it was like Melvin, and I think it was like EJ and a couple of other people. They were a lot of fun. They were a lot of fun at Mansamar.
And they were just like, "Ooh, we happy that there's some other little specks of pepper out here." I was like, "I know, girl. You know, we trying to represent out here." Dominic from Chicago. Yes. What up, boo?
He was fun.
Super handsome guy, and then ends up finding out he's he helps manage the North End in Chicago, North End Bar. Yeah. I was like, okay, crazy world. And so he just knew a lot of folks we knew and things like that. So shout out to Dominic. Shout out to Will. He's the one that really started. He's like, oh, am I going to get a shout out? Am I going to get a shout out? Yes, girl, I remembered you. Super handsome guy. Him and his crew from New York as well. What up, Will? What up, Will? What up, Will? Because a couple folks, once they found out we had the podcast, started listening to the podcast, laying on the beach chairs and things like that. And they're like, oh, wow, we're enjoying this. So we appreciate that. Shout out to Nathan and Z. They're from Toronto. And I think that's all of them. And if anyone else we forgot, we love y'all. Thank you.
We got to say shout out to Justin, too. Justin kicked it with us. My
yes.
Justin from
Chicago. Oh, my God, yes. Absolutely.
We had a
Justin
good time.
And Jason.
Yeah.
Yes. Because what was Justin's friend? Colton?
Conrad? No.
It's started with C. Sorry, boo, we messing up your name.
Honey.
Help us.
I'm glad it ain't me forgetting the name this
Corland.
time.
I know.
There it is, Corland.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Corland.
Yes. And but then also the Jason, I mean, Miss Flight tennis extraordinaire that be all around the world that came out and chilled out in Manamar and then he came out with us that night. And he got me a red velvet cake. He gave me like a little red velvet
Girl,
cake.
That's how that whole text message started, bitch. Yeah. Was because literally he messaged me was like, what's Kerel's like favorite kind of dessert? And I was like, I don't know. So I messaged Corey and then Corey asked me about dinner and asked me if he joined it. We got all these reservations. I was like, I was just asking for some cake.
Corey was so stressed trying to just get a final number for that dinner because like the restaurant kept asking like, okay, is this a final number? Da 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 blah blah blah. And so he was getting so stressed about it. And then he was like, "Who you texting somebody?" I'm like, "Who are you? Like, I'm not texting nobody. Like, who are you talking about?" I was so thoroughly confused. Then I was like, "Oh, he must be talking about Jason." I was like, okay, yeah, like he texted saying he's gonna be in town, blah blah blah. Anyway, but so that was funny. And then ran into a couple other folks I know from Chicago days as well. I don't know if that one person wants their name out there because I don't think they were supposed to be there. Found that out the last day, but taking pictures with him. He's like, oh, they don't know I'm up here yet. But I was like, okay, I won't post nothing. But shout out to you. You know who you are because you listen as well. Mm-hmm. So. But yeah, no, it was blessed. I mean, just drinks, sun, food, booze. I mean,
y'all want to know how tired I was? Let me tell you. The last day, because our Airbnb was across the street from like the Flamingo. So I'm gonna tell you, we were like, can literally see the Airbnb from the patio of the Flamingo. And I was so tired. I started laundry. I said, I'm gonna set a timer for an hour. I'm gonna start my laundry, and that's gonna be my excuse to leave. So I went and had a drink. And I said, I got laundry to do, y'all. I got to go. And I had my one drink and said my goodbyes. And
I was diligent, too.
Girl.
Like, because, like, Phil was like, oh, maybe I'll get another one. Everyone else was like, oh, maybe I'll get a drill set. I said,
Drink.
Oh, my God. But, yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember everything. Like, what were the highlights? What were some crazy? Nothing crazy really happened.
Nothing crazy.
No.
It was nice. It was a great time, and shout out to Studs that turned us out.
Yeah.
Because there was some slurping and some other stuff happening, and we were like, oh, at the bar where I'm ordering my drink. Okay,
but I'm gonna go. Go ahead, girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had this. That's why I put it on my post. They had this kind of like, I don't know, house music song with the Keisha Cole.
Bitch, it was so good.
I told you twice.
Hey.
And we're in the middle of Studs, which is like a leather bar, just singing our little black hearts out the Keisha Cole.
And then get mad because it just kept repeating the same part.
Yeah.
I told you twice. I told you twice. No, bitch, finish the lyrics, girl.
Bitch.
We were
Exactly. I want the whole verse. I was like, damn.
Girl.
But yeah, it was a blast. Yeah. It was much needed too. It was much needed because like it was the first time I was able to really disconnect heavily. I haven't been able to disconnect like that in a while. So I feel a little more mentally refreshed, even though I'm like physically tired today because we didn't get in until 1 a.m. this morning because our flight out of Dallas had like some mechanical issues that delayed it. So yeah, I didn't get into Philly too late, and then worked a full day today trying to catch up on emails and all that shit and meetings.
Let me tell you, the scene that I'm getting in my head of you and Corey going through all this travel on this last day.
I will say he did better than I thought he would do. I got to give him credit because most times he's the one that likes to flip out of nowhere. He did better than I thought he would. I was probably more annoyed because he refuses to go and get global entry. I was through global entry in 30 seconds. Literally, I went like this to the camera, smiled. They said, Kerel, go this way. Walked on through. Done. Corey, we got 2 global entry. The customs line for folks that don't live in the country was the longest line I've ever seen in my life. I was like, oh my God. It probably was going to be like 3 hours. And then I saw the U.S. customs line, like if you live in the U.S., and the sign said 30 minutes. And I was like, there's no way this is 30 minutes. And sure enough, it took him an hour. And I was just sitting there so annoyed because I've gotten him multiple appointments over the years. And this human being decides he don't feel like going that day. And then want to get upset with me when I don't want to wait in that long ass line with him. So that was the part when I was a little annoyed. But yesterday he did a lot better. So I will give him that. And it was probably me that was a little more irritated.
What was one of your most favorite parts of the entire time you were there?
Oh, God. You know, I mean, Jerome kind of hit on the head. I'm just a social being in those settings. I like meeting people. I like talking to people. I like, all of that is super fun to me. So I would say that spending time with your friends for that extended period of time and just seeing, at this point, a lot of our friend groups have kind of merged together at some point, somehow, some way. Mm-hmm. But just to kind of see different parts of my life the last decades, or just different cities I've lived in and things like that kind of converge is always cool to me. Everyone gets along. So yeah, it's just like the social part of it, especially like I don't get to see everyone as frequently as I want in person. So that's always super cool to me to be able to do that. And then honestly to just kind of get out of Dodge. Like not worrying about, let me put something on Minority Report. Let me check my work email. I don't want my work email to get too clogged up because that sucks the day back, which it does. Mm-hmm. But to be like, you know what? This, if any birthday or any trip, this is the one that I really try diligently to be away from it. There was a day where I checked my phone that morning and was out in the pool and everything for the entire day and got back. I was like, oh shit, I haven't even really looked at my phone today. That's fun. That's awesome. What else? And then obviously, there's always cute men's out there. My husband fell in love with a Colombian stripper. Rightfully so, because that motherfucker fine.
Just him? Just him?
I fell in love with a stripper. And here's the thing. Corey just has a charm about him that everyone gets, even as cranky as he can be at times, or whatever, or crude he can be at times. It works for him because that Colombian stripper, out of everybody, we was walking the last day, walking down the street, and we heard somebody yell the name Corey. We looked back, it was the motherfucking Colombian stripper. He was hanging with his friends, and that motherfucker, remember him, came up and gave him a hug, gave me a hug. He gave me a little tap on the butt or whatever. I was like, yeah, you can touch me if you want to. But I was like, oh my God, my husband. And of course he brags, and I think he sent it to the group text. He's like, yeah, the Colombian stripper remembers me. But man, no, that man was fine as hell.
He was fine. He had ass too, body, face.
Oh my God.
He had some tattoos. He was
Ooh. So yeah, Wet Dreams was nice. That's the strip club there in PV.
I was a fan, to say the least.
I know Jarrell went back, not to tell all you, but he's like, why did we go back to Wet Dreams?
Literally.
And they left. They went.
I was like, bye. Bye. I'm out. I'm going over there where they at.
Nah, I know that's right. I know that is right. Yeah, no, but it just always goes by too fast. That's what it really does. It's just like you blink and you're like, damn. Like I was there 8 days. Where did 8 days go? You know, it's wild.
It goes by in a heartbeat. It really does.
Yeah. So no, it was a blast. And again, turning 40, it's just interesting the perspective now. Because actually, another good moment was like Jarrell at my birthday dinner was asking questions that kind of just like made me think. And he was just like, what's like the biggest he first he shaded me. He's like, I know you can't tell me one, so tell me two.
I did.
Lessons that you learned from your 30s and 40s. And the funny thing is, it took me a moment to almost think of a second one. Like, for months, I was like, was like definitive in one. And I was like, oh, what's the second one? So that was funny. But those questions were kind of cool, just to kind of sit there and think for a moment. In the moment, it's just like, God, okay, at the beginning of another 40, and thinking where you were going into your 30s, and the things that have changed, and like my answer was like, it's a decade is a long time. You can do a lot of shit in a decade, but then again, it's a short amount of time because you look back and you're like, God, I remember what I was doing, my 30th birthday and what we were doing and things like that, and just the angst that I might have had and the thoughts, but then from 30 to 40. I've been in Chicago, Dallas, Atlanta, Philly, got married, restarted a podcast, changed careers, like jobs. Like, it's just so much that you think about. You're like, oh my God, like, that's a lot of shit.
That's a lot of big shit. So it's not like, it ain't like, changing your sheets.
Right. Yeah. So it just kind of made me stop for a second. Then it's just like, as much as you think you don't get done, it was cool to kind of be like, hold on, I have grown and more secure in myself. And then just be like, okay, what do I truly want from this next decade? Because it's going to be cool what that journey looks like. And being intentional of what that looks like for the next decade and things like that. Or more intentional as best you can. And just kind of living in that moment and enjoying the highs and the lows of the situation, Because it's not always like roses every day. You have some moments where you're like, shit, God, this sucks. And this, I had a niece that's been sick for 3 years. And, so you kind of think of that stuff as well. But it's just like, at the end of the day, life is pretty dope.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted to ask you those questions because, this is a significant moment in your life. And, often sometimes we don't take the time to truly appreciate all that has happened that led to this point, right? Especially when we think about birthdays, sometimes they tend to blend together and we tend to be like, okay, it's just another one, it's another one. But I was like, I just wanted to make sure that Kerel giving himself some time on this birthday to be like,
right.
Okay, I did that. And now we're going over there, okay? We're going to be over there next time,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so that was dope just kind of like in that moment to kind of slow down for a split second before we went and turned up some more. just like, oh, hold on. No, you're right. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, so that was a good conversation. So
I thought about y'all.
We missed you, Dewan.
I thought about y'all every goddamn day that I was working. Like, damn.
Right?
I was trying
and I'm over here drinking my drink, being like, the tables are turned, huh?
Right. Opa!
Right, where my table at? Let me go dance on the table or something. While we up here.
I know that's right.
Well, but I also want to say congratulations. But I also want to shout you out, though, because you did start your website, your Dollovable. So, so although we were booked and busy out there, but you over here making money moves of your own.
Period.
I have to say I am just so thankful and blessed because it's been doing well better than what I expected, and I just appreciate all the support, and it's interesting. Like, we know because of the podcast, like how we had to rope and wrangle and finagle to get people to listen in and support us and whatnot. And, you know, it's just, as a small business owner, even as a side business and as a kind of like hobby turned into a business, it's interesting who you see show up for you. It's such a delight, you know, to have like your people come out and support you. And yeah, so I'm really thrilled about that. Because it's been 5 months, been talking about this, and it's like, it's finally happening. So, and I got a chance to see it, at the very least, I got a chance to see Fizz and Jarrell that the early part of the week before they left.
That's right. I did see both of y'all heifers in the same week, didn't I? Yes.
Yeah, I flew out to Seattle for work, and you know, had to prioritize some time with my babies out there. So that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's just cool to see your friends. Yeah. That's the cool thing. Yeah. It's cool to I will say that it was cool to see Fizz in that setting too. Because Fizz, unless he knows you, he's more extroverted. But like when it's just a lot like that, he could be a little more introverted and just kind of like, you know, see how it is. But he did good. I was like, okay, Fizz.
I was impressed.
Okay.
I was impressed. Blood.
And then you can tell he's feeling good. He get that shoulder. He'd be like, I'm like, yes, Fizz, you out here, bitch.
She's arrived. Really, you know exactly when she's arrived. Blood.
I was like, come on, Fizz. That is right. That is right. So yeah, I'm ready for the next vacay. I can tell you that already.
Girl.
One day in, already ready for the next vacay.
Coming back from work from being off is a biatch. It is a biatch.
That's the worst.
Girl,
and the thing is, the hardest part is like to try to remember where the fuck you was at. I was like, hold on, what the fuck was I doing? Hold on. What was my thought process?
I was telling Kerel that my body and brain was still on vacation. I almost burnt the house down the next when we got back. I was making some chicken in Instant Pot, and I put it on the stove for when it releases the air or whatever, so it can go through the vent above the stove. But when I placed it on the stove, I managed to turn on the stove. So Fizz comes in the kitchen. He's like, why it smell like something burnt? I was like, baby, oh no, that's the seasoning that I put on the chicken. Because I had that little smoked paprika grill seasoning on there. And he was like, that smells like something burnt. And I was like, that chicken about to be good. He was like, bitch, the stove is on, bitch. And he moved it. It was melting from the bottom of the Instant Pot and everything.
About to burn the whole complex down. It's like, that shows you PV did a number. That shows you Jerome's out here talking too. That's what it shows you. Not just Kerel. Oh, that's the other thing that was a highlight of the trip. Now that it just reminded me. To hearing people's reactions of a Jarell, and a Kerel.
Oh, bitch.
Was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
The entire week.
Imagine.
Because at first I was Jarell, like the tequila Jarell, and we'd be in like the pool together and they'd be like, oh, what's your name? Jarell. What's your name? Kerel. Oh! I'm like, oh my God. So it started day one, and they were like, oh my God, it's just going to be another level when Henny Jarell gets there. And sure enough, wait, you're Jarell, and you're Kerel? Wait, how? Like, how? like, what do you mean, how? Exactly.
Girl.
Y'all white people that know 85 people by the name Mike, but Jarell
by
and
Jason,
Kerel,
right. Exactly.
Blood. It was funny because I had met the Ottawa crew. So we stayed in Airbnb, and somehow at our Airbnb, there were like 4 different sets of gays on the rooftop at the pool. And me being the trendsetter that I am, I was like, well, I'm going to get in the pool because this pool is too cute to not be in the pool. And then I had my music, and of course, Beyonce playing on this. So, you know, get the girls coming into the pool. Then I'm meeting people from New York and from Florida and from Ottawa, and we're just kicking it. So then flash forward to the next day, we get to Mantamar, and Fizz and I have our seats. And then turns out they set the people from the rooftop in our Airbnb right next to us in the same beach chairs.
Wow.
So then we were like, we were just kicking it yesterday. What are the odds that we're about to be hanging out, kicking it today? So we're in the pool, and I told like we were waving up them up top. And I was like, just wait till my friends Kerel and Kerel come. And they were like, you lying. And I was like, no, I'm Kerel. There's another Kerel and Kerel. Sure enough, they came. You were lying. Kerel.
All right. They're like, oh, you're Kerel? Oh,
yeah.
It's wild.
That legit sound like triplet names.
Baby.
You know,
they're like, are you brothers? No ho.
But there were a few times, I have to say that there was a few times someone said L. All we heard was L, and we all said.
And we all turned. It's so true.
Didn't hear the first part. We just all caught L, huh?
Yep. It's so true. And I mean, I do that on a normal day. I'm like, oh, no, it ain't me. It ain't me. But to see the three of us, just his head turning. His head turning. So, yeah. Okay, I guess that's it for PB, but it was the best. But here's the weird thing. Like, I wasn't really paying too much attention to, like, pop culture and all the big stuff. So I was trying to, like, today, but, like, what the fuck went on the last, like, 2 weeks? After we had Amorphous, and shout out to Amorphous for the last 2 weeks of episodes.
Yes.
Great episode. Enjoyed that thoroughly.
Incredible.
Yeah. A lot of people like reached out and said, oh, we thoroughly enjoyed that. And I forget who said it. They're like, oh, y'all just in your interview bag now.
Yeah, they
we're
said
like,
yes,
we're
YouTube. Yep.
we're the gals. Yes, come on, Gail,
Yes.
Robert. So I was like, oh, that's dope that they enjoyed that. But so there's a lot that went on. So we're just gonna do an Aunteas Do You Give a Damn and try to run through a lot of these.
Like
so Aunties.
Men.
Ooh. Do you give a damn that 7.6% of the U.S. adults identify as LGBTQ+, which is up from 7.2 last year and up from 3.5 in 2012?
No.
Ooh, damn. Why don't you give a damn?
Because there's a bunch of motherfuckers still lying. And that's it.
So it need to be higher.
Yeah.
Why you lying?
Why you lying? Right.
Why do you give a damn?
I do. I think it's important just for, visibility and representation. And also, we know that the LGBTQ plus buying power is strong. And the more that we can show up in the numbers, it just gives us just that much more credibility and visibility. And so, I want to see this. I want to see it toppling over 10%, because when I think about how many people don't necessarily identify as just the binary between straight and gay, or straight and heterosexual and homosexual, and how there's so much in between, we're going to see this just going up and up and up over the coming years. And quite frankly, you think about all the kids that are growing up right now that have that don't have as many hangups as, well, us old folks over 40.
Damn, I'm in
For all y'all talkers over there, okay?
She in that group. Look, Jarrell, she in that group with us where you gotta do the that whole not Wheel of Fortune, but the Price is Right reel with with your birthday year. Just roll that shit.
Right.
Keep scrolling.
Your iPhone, it's like, and you gotta do it again. You're like, damn, I ain't going all the way back yet. You ain't shit, but you're right. But it's funny you say that, because I remember we talked about this a year ago, and we were like, oh, well, it went up last year, so it's continuing to go up like that. Yep. And it says in 2023, 22.3% of Gen Z respondents, which is born after 1997, claimed an LGBTQ plus identity. 9.8% for millennials.
Wait, just say that again, though, because that's huge. That's huge.
22.3 for Gen Z, and then 9.8 for millennials. And then it says 4.5 for Gen X and 2.3 for baby boomers, and then 1.1% for the silent generation. And let's see here, and how you're saying like the kind of the spectrum of it. It says the largest proportion of the LGBTQ plus respondents identified as bisexual, with 4.4% of the overall sample, and 57.3% of the LGBTQ plus adults saying they are. Wait, hold on. With 4.4% of overall sample and 57.3% LGBTQ plus adults saying that they are bi. So over half of them were saying they were bi within the LGBTQ plus. I'm just trying to see any other thing here. It said also women were nearly twice as likely as men to identify as LGBTQ+, with 8.5% of women doing so compared to 4.7% for men within bisexuality. So that's kind of an interesting little point there. So, and then for let me see if they have anything updated for non-binary. It says the gender differences don't reflect the non-binary population, okay? About 1% of U.S. adults in the 2023 survey reported that they are non-binary, too small a proportion for Gallup to arrive to precise numbers for the LGBTQ identification. So it's interesting to just continue to watch this as time goes on, because I'm kind of with you, Terrell, even though you were kind of joking about it. I think it is a little low, especially maybe for older generations. And just as time gets a little more crazy, with the election year and things like that, with bills out there against our community, it'll be interesting if it slows that growth rate because people are scared again. So that's the piece. And I think just data points like this is important to track, because in the past we didn't really have this. This only started in 2012. Yeah. So to have this kind of data point now, I think will be important for future generations to see.
And shout out to the bi folks that are out there. I know for a very, 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 very long time, anybody that identified as bi, there was always like this attack, people like really attacking their identity and saying, oh, you just don't know what you really want. And I love that, bisexuality as a sexual identity is getting its fair, well, I don't want to say fair, but it's getting more of a fair treatment as part of the spectrum of sexuality that exists. We see a lot more, bisexual porn and just people living in that particular space, which I just think is just phenomenal. I would have loved to see a slice of the data by race as well. I think that would be a really nice, it would be really informative and have some pretty good insights around like the Black community, the Latino community, like the people of color communities. I would just really like to see like what that looks like year over year. We know that within our own community, we still, all you got to do is go to Instagram and Twitter, or anything that's gay, and you'll see Lil Boosie and all the Boosieisms coming in there, with their, with their comments. But I think it would be a great visibility to have that, that split by race.
I agree. Aunties, do you give a damn about the TikTok bill ban?
Low key, I think it's bad for business. I do. I do. Here's my thing. Biden better not sign that shit. Yeah. Not when the election is on the line. Because let me tell you, these young kids are giving right now. These young voters are giving very Bernie Borough energy. I've been seeing so many people who've been voting for the primaries and doing undecided, or writing in somebody else, or being like, which I agree, like writing in ceasefire and other things like that, saying that they're not voting at all. And a lot of this younger generation rely on technology for communication and updates, etc., and removing one of the main ways and how a lot of the young people communicate, baby. Sign it, and I'm telling you right now, it's Trump's election. Period.
Oh, damn. You might be right, low-key, though. Like, just as much, like, on the flip side, I'm thinking in my head, like, there might be misinformation. So what? Like you said, that's literally their main way of just getting the information, period. Whether it's right, wrong, indifferent. And, it's too close to the election. Maybe this is the Republicans' way of low-key sneaking. They've been trying a lot of just low-key stuff that hadn't been working so far. Maybe this is, they're like, oh, bitch, hold on, we got this. Yes. Let's frame it as the Chinese are trying to get our data, which they probably are. They probably are. But they already got it, bitch. So, too late. So it's like, banning ain't gonna change that shit now. But disguising it as, Chinese getting that, but low-key, the underpinnings is, this might be the last straw for them to vote for Biden. If we do this and do that, They just be like, bitch, now you done took our fun away too.
Yeah.
Boom.
Like,
so you might be right. You might be onto something with that.
First of all, TikTok is a huge revenue driver from a sales perspective for a lot of businesses and for a lot of content creators. And so, you know, I think it's just poor. I get the idea of the security risks from an international perspective between U.S. and China, but also, like, if you don't have an alternative, why you want to ban something and not have an alternative? Like, come up with your own version of that, or come up with more restrictions within the code that would then say you would not be able to offer, we would not be able to allow this to be offered until it met a certain criteria of safety.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because it says this bill would prohibit TikTok users from the U.S. app stores unless the social media platform used roughly by 170 million Americans, so that's half the damn population, is spun off from ByteDance, which is the Chinese parent company. The bill would give ByteDance roughly 5 months to sell TikTok. If not divested by that time, it would be illegal for app store operators such as Apple and Google to make it available for download. And so it looks like the future, you know, it's saying that the future is uncertain in the Senate, because that's where it needs to go to now, because it passed the House by 352 to 65. So it was this is the most bipartisan thing that we've done seen in a decade.
In a long time.
Which is scary that it still might be this Trojan horse, like Jarrell was saying. That's wild. Let's see here. TikTok has called the legislation an attack on the constitutional right to freedom. The China Foreign Ministry called the bill an act of bullying. And then former President Old Boy, who once a proponent of banning the platform, has since equivocated on his position, while Democrats are facing pressure for young progressives, among whom TikTok remains a preferred social media platform.
And here's my other thing too, and Dwayne, you talked about like the misinformation about it. You know, the crazy thing is, you see the same stupid lying ass misinformation shit even on Facebook,
absolutely.
Instagram, everywhere else, right? So, like, for me, this whole thing with TikTok just don't sound right at all.
The math ain't mathing.
The math ain't mathing. You want to talk about safety, you want to talk about misinformation, but where was this at on all of the other apps? But and this app came after all the other apps.
It really did.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, in this day of age, unfortunately, if a country or a person want to get some data, they know how to get some data.
Period.
I mean, it's the nature of just technology at this point. So that can't be the main reason. You either want to hurt China's economy, or you want to veil this. It ain't what you telling us. It ain't what you selling us at all. So. We'll see what happens in the Senate for that one. Do you guys give a damn that Beyonce's Act 2 is called Cowboy Carter?
Yes, baby, I do. Okay. Because, honey, let me tell you, bitch, I didn't order. So, first of all, I fucked up. Okay. Because I saw the t-shirt, and I thought it was a box set. So, I was like, ooh, bitch, let me get the t-shirt and the box set. Realized it was a CD box set, and I said, "Oh no, we don't want the CD." But I already bought it, so then I have to go back on there and then buy the vinyl as well.
Yeah,
but bitch got a
Which
t-shirt.
vinyl did you get?
I got the red one.
Same here, because that face, I just wanted the face. She looked so fire in that face with the blonde hair and like the freckles coming through.
Girl, because
I wanted the blue, but I was like, no, I don't want that cover. I want the blonde hair one.
Yes, baby.
And you should have seen me. I was in the fucking PV airport, trying to buy that shit where the cell like data ain't working. So literally on the plane, it took forever. And I was like, damn, if this gets sold out by the time I get to Dallas, I'm gonna be pissed. But sure enough, we was backing out, and for the grace of God, some tower came through and it said bloop bloop, Apple Pay, bloop bloop, double tap it, got that shit. But I did the same thing. I was like, damn, I want the t-shirt. I want that red t-shirt. So I guess I'm gonna have a CD and a vinyl.
Girl, I said I'll just get that to my mama. She'll be all right. She'll be like, oh, I got a collectible. Here you go. Yes, ma'am, you do. Okay.
Man.
Yeah, bitch. I was in between lessons, being like, oh, we got a 5-minute break, y'all. Oh shit, I fucked up. Oh, I got 80 more seconds left. Girl, I was pressed. I was
And
pressed.
then damn, you had to pay that shipping, that $18 shipping and handling twice.
Twice, my nigga. Twice. Okay. I said, ooh, $40. That's reasonable. Get the checkout. $60.
Right.
I was like, that shit added up real quick. I was like, you know what? She got $120 out of me. That's all right.
So did.
That's all right.
Same here.
So.
You care, Dewan? You excited
About the Oscars?
The Cowboy. Cowboy
Not the
Carter.
Oscar. Cowboy Carter.
Damn, I can see it.
She ain't excited.
She done moved on down the list.
I thought we had finished that conversation because I mean we stand Beyonce day and day. That record could be called Doodoo Brown, and we like. So
I know that's right.
So yes,
yeah.
I give a damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
You already know.
She said this is one of them foolish questions. Next.
Right.
I know that's right. So
and
yeah,
by the way,
I
can hear all the people that be like, "Damn, they talking about Beyonce again." Yes, bitch, again.
And will. Okay. Do you give a damn about this year's Oscars?
No. Congratulations to Divine Joy. I'm glad that she won Best Supporting Actress for Divine Joy. Yeah. But other than that, girl, I didn't give two shits about it. Let me tell you, the Grammys pissed me off. The Grammys pissed me off, and after Sister Not getting Album of the Year, I was already saying no to the Oscars. So, yeah. And honestly, the outfits weren't even that cute either. So
the outfits were not that cute this year.
Yeah, there weren't a lot.
Besides your girl Sierra Dewan, she looked good.
Oh, leave her. Don't even say what. Don't do that. Don't do that. I ain't gonna repeat what Dewan said she looked like.
I'm gonna lob it up there, girl. Alley hoop girl. Girl. Go ahead and dunk it.
I don't have to say anything. You can look at the picture.
Yep.
She looked gorgeous to me. I was like, go ahead, girl. You just had a baby. You come out here thick as hell. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
No.
Okay, so in the words of Dewan, next.
But I did. What was the black guy that won for his? It wasn't screenplay. It was for the Oscars. He's a 40-year-old black man.
He won for American Fiction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It wasn't screenplay, was it?
I think it was screenplay.
I feel that was a woman that won screenplay.
Or was it writing or something like that?
Whatever he wrote or whatever he did.
Is that the American Fiction, that Corey Jefferson guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hold on.
I low key just to put it out there, like there have been like a stream of these kind of like
adapted screenplay. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's Cord Jefferson. Shout out to you, Cord Jefferson, for best adapted screenplay. Black man that won that. Okay, go ahead, Dewan.
Yeah. No, it's just there have been like these kind of like subversive like play off of like black stereotype movies lately, like the Book of Clarence, this one about American Fiction. There's another one that's out right now that it just
Negroes.
The Magical School of Negroes or whatever, or Academy of Negroes or what. And I'm just like, I don't know how to feel about this. I am so perplexed and confused because I'm like, is this like a Dave Chappelle kind of thing where it's like, okay, they're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you kind of a thing.
Right.
Even though I know that a lot of these are like written by or produced by and starring a lot of black actors, I still am just like conflicted because I'm like, I don't want to be caught in a trap.
Yeah, because the American Fiction was based off a book. Mm-hmm. So that makes sense as an adapted screenplay.
Has anybody seen it?
I almost kind of.
I did.
No, I downloaded it for the plane and fell asleep.
It's been funny actually.
On it?
Actually quite funny.
You fell asleep on it, or you
not
fell
on it? No, like
okay,
my goal right before it. My goal was to watch it, and next thing I could know was caught myself snoring.
She really is 40.
Honey, PV wore me out. PV wore me out. Because that show was gonna be what I watched on the way back, and literally I put on. Well, first I put on Ariana Grande's album. Fell asleep to it, which is a good album. It's not that the album was like bad. Fell asleep to it, and had to wake up to re-listen to it again because I wanted to hear it. Then I was like, damn, I'm too tired to watch this damn movie. I'm not gonna even know what to say here. So it's on my list to watch it. I trust Erica Alexander.
Yes.
If she gonna put herself in that movie, I trust her.
Yes. Yeah, and she was good in it too. Like,
yeah.
And to DeJuan's point, I've actually seen both Book of Clarence and American Fiction, and although I'm going to see Magical Negroes, but I'm torn because I hate the plot that it's now a black man.
White people.
Yes. And that's my biggest issue. So to your point, I feel like that for this movie, but the other two were black movies for black people, which is a difference, right? Because there's black humor, and American Fiction, although it's about making fun of how white people tend to just often just stereotype black people, the comedy in it completely is for black people. So it's an actual black ass movie.
Okay, you just sold me. I'm gonna watch that this weekend.
Yeah,
you sold me too.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah.
Let's see here. Do you give a damn about watching like the finale, Love Is Blind, which is I think is tonight that we're recording? Have you watched the season?
Baby girl.
Oh damn!
Baby,
not the grunts. They must be real good with the grunts.
Let me tell you, I'm not a reality TV girl. Okay, I'm just not. But the mess.
She's coming over to the dark side.
This?
She's coming over to the dark side, baby. Next thing, and she gonna be spending all her Saturdays binge watching my 600-pound life, and
I was this close to downloading an episode on Netflix.
Baby,
let me tell you, girl, I was this close to downloading some episodes. But let me tell you, you knew before them motherfuckers left the pods how messy this shit was gonna be. You already knew. And then they went on their little honeymoon vacations, and it started to get messy immediately. I was like,
messier.
Girl, damn. It's just...
there were so many love triangles happening, and you can tell that, like, the producers of the show over the years, like, they started out with, like, an authentic concept. And it went... It like you fell in love with the with the couples and with the process or whatever, and then you got like the studio coming in and said we need to up the ante on the drama on this, so that it just went all the way left for the last couple of years. And the last season, at least in the U.S.,
was in Seattle. And it was
the last season was horrible, just horrible. So this season it was horrible-ish. But it was horrible in a very delicious kind of way, because the amount of psychoses that is going on, and the amount of delusion, and the amount of cheatery, and the amount of like
do they have gay people on this?
No, this is just all straight. This is all straight.
It wouldn't work with this format.
Okay.
But what's crazy about it to me is just like seeing people's delusion in real time, and then also being like, bitch. Like, this is the shit that people are going to see you as forever. Okay? And you going over to a bitch's house from the pods at 5 o'clock in the morning. I just dropped her off. Okay? And then lied and tried to, like, gaslight her and be like, you aren't trusting what I'm saying. I'm being completely honest with you. And I'm like, no, nigga, you lying. You absolutely lying. And then for that bitch to come where everybody else and stunt in front of everybody like, bitch, I got your man. Like,
I'm not mad at that, to be honest with you. I just wish, and this is where I have to confront my own biases around assertive women, because I forget what, shocking, I forget her name. But the blonde that he was, the blonde that he was supposed Chelsea? To marry. I don't know, her. White girl number one. Let's call her that. She was so like passive aggressive and like aggressive, and I was just like, it should not be that deep. Like, you should be happy you not with this nigga. This not nigga, but the equivalent of that for the white version.
Yeah.
Bro. Right. But she was like laying into him like, oh, you not mad, you hurt her. And the fact that the chick that he did stepped out on showed up at the mixer, and they had already broken up. So then the dude and the girl, like, basically went jet skiing together and all hugged up, like, just flaunted in front of everybody. I was here for it.
Is this the best season?
I still think season 1 was the best season for me. I personally, because I love Lauren and her husband.
Yeah.
They're like the OG first couple.
And he is just fine.
And he is
God
fine.
damn, he is fine.
He is.
Yes.
I remember y'all talking about this show like years ago, and I still ain't watched nan episode.
Yeah.
I would say the first season and this last season are kind of the best seasons for two totally different reasons.
Yes.
The first one because it's the personification of what the show was really supposed to be about, and it is the gold standard that everybody who watches Love is Blind holds it accountable, right? Holds each season accountable. This season was for all the Real Housewives girls, all the the basketball wives, like anybody that loves conflict television. That's what this was for, and it gave in spades in a way that felt real, and it didn't feel manufactured.
And that's the thing that I like about this season as well, is I think it almost normalized how shitty the streets are. And why I ain't never going back. Ain't never going back.
That's interesting you say that, because like and maybe not the person, someone that we met the last week in PV, we were just asking about the dating scene and things like that, and that's what they said. And then another person confirmed it later. They're like, yeah, just the dating scene is so shitty. And obviously this is from a gay perspective, but he was also saying from like his straight friends, he talks to his straight friends, and they say the same thing. I'm like, damn. Damn, it'd be rough out in these streets.
It's hard out here for a pimp. Okay, because baby, I just and the blonde girl name was Laura, by the way. That was Laura.
Okay.
That was with Jeremy.
Yeah.
And Chelsea, the other girl too, who said she looked like Megan Fox.
Girl, oh my God, I almost punched my television. Like
I sure did.
Like, I'm so proud of her boyfriend who like called her out on her shit and said that she was clingy, because she was one person in the pod, and as soon as they got out of the pod, she became a whole other kind of person. Like
why's you always crying? Like, bitch. Like,
why you always crying?
Girl, she was always whining about something. Like,
dude went to go meet up with some friends for 90 minutes, and she's like, oh well, when we were in the pod you were saying that you don't really like to go out, and is it gonna be like this all the time? Like, I was gone for 90 minutes and you knew exactly where I was. Like, just the psychosis that is going on.
Girl. I mean, it happened even at the beach. It happened at the beach because he went to go talk to the boys, and she's like, he didn't talk to me. He left me alone. Bitch, you told the black girl that he said his body was banging. And it made it
Why
awkward.
she out him like that? And then she got mad because it was true, and everybody started looking at her body. Like, but you started the whole.
That was a conversation. You know how you talk with your partner. It's just something that is just between you two. That don't be said to someone else. It was one of those moments, and then she turned and said, "He said your body banging."
I mean, it doesn't affect me. But meanwhile, she was literally in a slump the rest of the night.
She was pussy hurt.
And she was just a trash person. She really is. And I see why she is single, and she will continue to be single for a very long time. Because even
she
after
is a trash person, and I see why she will be single for a long time. Bars.
100%. Her fiance told her something in confidence. He said, I just want you to know this because I want to be honest with you, but I don't want to air this on the television. What the fuck did she do? She brought all that dirty laundry. Now, mind you, it wasn't something that the people that were involved didn't know, but she brought that shit right on, and he was just like, I can't be with you. I can't be with you.
Yeah.
You ain't ride or die. You want me to be here with you.
Dewan really don't care about the Oscars. Because this motherfucker passionate right now about this motherfucker.
I'm telling you.
It was honestly, it was really good, and I have to say this because I know we got a lot of listeners in Minneapolis. They are casting for the next season right now in Minneapolis. So if y'all in Minneapolis, y'all know somebody in Minneapolis, you know, and you want them to find love, you should have them go on the show.
Wink, wink.
I highly recommend this show. I highly, highly, highly recommend this show. It is.
It seems like the show is growing because I'm seeing people comment everywhere now, and I'm like, oh god, dang, am I gonna have to get like drawn into this damn show?
Baby, I'm on a Facebook page for Love Is Blind, and it's mostly women. When I tell you the girls are hot, okay, when it and like. I don't know if it's confirmed because I can't wait to see the reunion, but it said that homeboy is actually gay. And he basically gaslit the girl into a proposal and being in a relationship. The black guy.
The black guy with the braids.
The principal.
Yes.
Oh,
yep.
My goodness.
So that just set it up for a gay season come next?
Baby. Girl. And then on top of that, too, like all of the men were basically in relationships before it all came out too. One person was already engaged with another woman who had a baby. Like another one had literally left like 2 days before taping. Before taping. When I tell you that the dirt came out, so you getting what's happening on the season, and then you getting the real time reality of who these people actually are. You like, it ain't adding up.
It ain't adding up.
No,
and a
make
lot
it
of
make
people,
sense.
And a lot of the people that are for the show, this came out not on the show, but like, because you know, I have followed some of the people, not officially, but like look at their pages and whatnot, and they say that it's not that they had like there are half of the cast didn't even apply. People, the casters, the people that were casting for the show, the casting agencies or whatever, they went into Instagram and whatever, and then sought out people and say, "Hey, would you come on this show or whatever?" So like, it's definitely. I give a damn. You should give a damn too.
He said, "Long story short, I give a damn." And then shout out to New York, because whoever honking outside, boo, they mad. They big man.
Girl. Oh my god.
Big man. Do y'all give a damn that Don Lemon's show got canceled on X literally the weekend before the premiere?
No.
Ooh. I kind of give a damn because you know it's about to be messy. Don Lemon messy.
He is, and low key, I wanted to see what he was talking about. Like I wanted to see his show.
Same.
I wanted to see the format because I feel like I feel like his show would have been like the Red Table Talk for TV, but like the political version. And I'm so here for that.
Same. And it sounds like he's going to still find an avenue to do it. But his first interview was with Elon Musk, which we all know owns X. Right. And it must have went awry for Elon by Monday morning to say, no, we don't want you here. So I'm interested to watch the first episode. And it might be out by now. To see what was talked about, and then just to see how Don Lemon's gonna like twist this and turn this for his betterment, honestly, for the growth of his damn show, because this is gonna make headlines. Well, it's already making headlines. People are talking about it. It was trending all over Twitter.
I want to know. I want to know if he got.
I should say.
I want to know if there's a clause in their contracts where he still gets some of that pay, because. He was supposed to be getting what, $28 million or something like that, like something pretty substantial to host this show, and I'm very curious if he was able to get some of that.
Yeah. So we'll find out.
Because you know, like to lock down your talent for like a whole season, you know, like it's like
on a platform that.
It's like the Mariah
hasn't even proven itself to do it this way. I should say.
It's like when Mariah Carey gets married. If we get a divorce, you paying me out for my time wasted.
Do you guys give a damn about RuPaul's new book, her memoir?
No.
Mm-mm. Damn. Oh, no. I do. Damn. Why don't y'all care?
I mean, what is there to talk about?
I mean, I want to know just because I feel like Ru has mastered the skill of just giving us the top layer of RuPaul to succeed. She had to do that to succeed in a genre and an art form that outside of queer folks gave a damn about it. And so for it to turn drag into almost like the Disney, you know, for lack of better words, I'm interested to see, okay, what's the underlines of that? Because you did what you had to do to get it to this level. You didn't really show us RuPaul. You showed us the drag artist RuPaul. And everything you did and said supported that.
You want to see
now?
You want to see the Paul behind the Ru?
I want to see you lift up that damn skirt.
And
lift up that damn skirt. I want to see underneath.
And wiggle it.
Just because, like, right. And I don't know if she's going to do it. I don't know. Yeah. You know? And that's why I'm kind of curious to see.
Does you giving a damn mean you're going to read it? Or you're going to just get the cliff notes from the articles when they come out?
No.
I'll
not
read it.
I might do the Audible book, honestly. That way I could just listen to it on train and everything like that. But yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do?
I'm definitely gonna read it / listen.
I'm gonna ask you about it.
Right.
Ask me about it later.
That's what I'm gonna do.
On the podcast.
Okay, on the podcast.
Right. So how was that RuPaul book?
Yeah. RuPaul book. You enriched your life after that?
Right.
You know, the one thing I would say that I care about is RuPaul know how to stay in her bag. And to me, that's all this really feels like. It's just another way for her to stay in that bag. Absolutely. And I'm like, you ain't getting no more of my coins. So no more.
She'll continue to get my coins from an entertainment standpoint, but I ain't reading no books about no goddamn RuPaul.
Mm-hmm. No.
That's 47 talking. Bitch, wait till I'm 48.
Oh, honey. Girl.
I'm a sue RuPaul for putting out a book.
It's like, bitch, why you put this book out? Sue your ass. Oh, Lord. Let's see here. Ooh, Dewan, I want to know, do you give a damn? And then I want to know what Jarrell thinks after about the Wendy Williams doc. And did you watch it already?
Do I give a damn? I don't even know how to respond to that. I watched it, yes, and it's heartbreaking. This gives me Britney flashbacks in terms of the people that are handling her, and we all know that Wendy's done her fair share of dirt and said some foul things or whatever, but I would not wish her condition, her health condition and her mental condition on anyone. It's heartbreaking. And to see the people around her that just that allowed this to be shown in this kind of light, number one, because I don't feel that it was an authentic representation of who she is and what's going on. And then B, the fact that to me, it just felt like the people that are around her that now are in charge of her finances are literally taking advantage of her at her expense. And it's like those people that keep, like old people drugged up and in a bed just so they can keep getting those, Social Security checks or whatever. It's just, it gives me those kind of vibes. And it's heartbreaking. So I give a damn from that perspective. Yeah.
So, contrary to belief, I actually watched, and I've actually been paying attention and watching plenty of interviews. So first off, I agree with Duana in the sense that it's very hard to watch, and it's heartbreaking to see her decline in real time like that. But after watching interviews with her family, like her niece went on The View and stuff like that, it turns out that this documentation, like this recording, was happening in hopes of being able to document her comeback because she was scheduled to come back. And so all this recording was trying to show, how she was making that comeback, but she started to decline even faster, which means that it ain't happening, right? But the crazy part that got me is how it go from the family being involved to the videos and the recordings of all of this, like to the point of being interviewed, to now not having access to her. Mm-hmm. Like the fact that she's under a conservatorship, right? Conservatorship. Yep. That's not dictated by her family is wild. And the fact that her family has not talked to her in months. They talked to her, but they don't know where she is. Mm-hmm. It is crazy. So I give a damn from the standpoint of I I was never a Wendy fan, and I always be like, oh, I can't stand that woman, but I would never want someone to go through this. Like it's sad. It's so sad.
Yeah. I struggle with my answer because of that. I don't give a damn about Wendy Williams. I truly do not, in my heart of hearts. Mm-hmm. But I give a damn about people in situations like this. Mm-hmm. And like you said, because it's very taken advantage of. I'm not going to watch it because like it's just going to make me pissed off. That's what it's going to do.
Yep.
So I don't feel like being mad. And like you said, it sound like my struggle, because I haven't watched not a single thing. I struggled with like how it went from one thing to the next thing. And like you said, how the family's no longer evolved, because I would have like, if you saw her physical and mental being declining as a family, turn them fucking cameras the fuck off. And so I don't know what happened where they lost control, where maybe they got greedy for a second, or I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. But that's the part that really pisses me off, because I would never do that to a human being, where it's just like it started off as one thing and you see the mental decline, be like, oh, well, it's a good-ass TV show now. Let's keep this shit going. That's fucked up. Yeah. Come on. And yes, I know a lot of people are like, that's just karma coming back. It might be. However, if we still have some control of what we're watching as a community and viewership, part of me is like, then that's not supported. Let that shit fail, because they're going to do a part 2 like they did the R. Kelly shit, because the ratings were good. And they're going to find a way, and it's going to make sure that they don't find Wendy. Because they're getting more money to pump this in, and whoever is the conservator is going to be like, oh shit, we got more money coming in. Let's find a way to keep hiding there and sell season 2.
It's the predatory. It's the predatory undertones that really get me. Above and beyond the health and like what she's going through, it's the predatorial, like we're just going to capitalize off of somebody's misery and pain and use this to just make money. And I just it's wild. So, and maybe we just end on that one because that's wild. But I mean, I'm sending well wishes for her. Hopefully she has the help that she needs, the medical attention she needs. Because if it's like the dementia that's similar to like Bruce Willis has, you kind of see the opposite way of how they're handling it. Because Bruce Willis was way more famous than Wendy Williams. Mm-hmm. And you ain't hearing shit like that. They tell you exactly what they want you to hear. Mm-hmm. Maybe put a little Christmas card out into People magazine. Yeah. And that's about it. And so that's the part that just rubs me the wrong way. I'm like, we do not need to perpetuate this image as a black community that we're just going to sell our own for money. That shit bothers the fuck out of me.
But that's, I think, one part where I think you're missing because you didn't watch. All of this happened when she was still and sound enough mind to be wanting to make the comeback. So as a family person, you see this person who you've known for decades. This is her bread and butter. Be like, hey, I want to get back to work. And you want to support this person. The decline happened after the filming. Mm-hmm. And that's where I want to know what happened. Because so the interviews you see, Wendy is still Wendy, but she has little memory lapses and stuff like that. Yeah. But Wendy is still
how are they selling this as her mind is gone? Like they don't got no image of her with her mind gone?
Because in it you see her not being, she have her moments where she incoherent, right? And you're like, what? And she's like, oh, is that me? And then she's looking at a picture of her, right? Like, you can see that there's moments where it's like, and that is what the intention of this documentation was to do, was to show that she wasn't good back then, and people didn't understand it. So,
tough situation.
So.
Yeah.
Why do I have my fucking messages up right here off screen and just see a big old penis pop up? The shenanigans we be doing on the sidebar here during the episodes ridiculous. Whose penis just sticking out the water like this? Dua Lipa's album cover with the penis out, so the community see that on Twitter. that's the hashtag.
Girl, no, that ain't the actual cover, but someone redid the album cover, and I am literally
nice little girl. A nice little girthy penis.
I mean, that might be
at Wet Dreams.
Girl.
Ma'am.
Like
girthy penises at Wet Dreams. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But anything else on your hearts and minds, ladies?
No, not at all.
Always good to see you too. I mean, I love having guests and everything, but I love kicking it with y'all too. It's great.
I do too.
By the way,
Ooh.
our 5-year anniversary is coming up in
God.
a couple of
Yes.
episodes.
Less than a month.
True.
We
Less
five.
than a month,
We
y'all.
five. We five. Well, almost.
Yeah.
Almost. Right.
That's
Right.
crazy.
And we're still trying to figure out exactly what the hell we're going to do for it, so stay tuned for it. It might be a live episode. We haven't done one in a while, and I know you guys enjoy that too, but we're trying to figure out the rest of the extra stuff to make it extra special. So stay tuned for that for sure. Stay tuned to the socials and all that. I'm sure we'll post something. But damn, 5 years. That's wild to say.
Baby.
Ooh, bless you, boo.
I thought I turned that off.
5 years. Well, you did, but I saw you still sneeze on camera.
Okay.
I saw you.
I was like, damn.
Wait,
None of these buttons is
he
working.
He said, bless you, thank you. He said, none of these buttons are working. He got frozen up. So I don't know what just happened. I guess. Oh, there you go. All right. Anyway, community, stay safe out there. Wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass. And we will see you next week with 2 special guests. So stay tuned to that. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Love y'all.